Very good morning to all the viewers of Q News English with me, Vijay Rana, along with Deepak from our studios out here in Bangalore. So, the election campaign is at its last phase, and all the political parties in all the 5 poll-bound states did their best. And I'm speaking in the background yet again, and here I am. All right, do we have anybody? Okay, yeah, we do have people. So, let's start with what is the take of Congress. We have Rahul Gandhi out there making headlines in our very own Shanarthi Telangana newspaper. And let's see what he has to say. Yesterday, Prime Minister Modi addressed him. There was a personal attack that was made. He said, I'm forgetting the exact term, King of Fools, Murkhon ke Samrat, something like that. He did say, he lashed out at Rahul Gandhi, owing to which, what he has to say. He says, caste census will transform the nation. So now, this is one of the main agenda that Congress has taken up, and the caste-based politics is what they are actually aspiring to do. And will it actually help the nation? Their tagline for this was Jitni Abadi Utna Hak. So by that, what they mean is if the number of let's say BC population or ST population or SC population residing in a particular area needs to have that much representation. So, and also it's about aligning the quotas accordingly. So owing to which, that's what he wants. He wants a caste-based census to be done. And on Wednesday, he asserted that once the other backward class, the OBCs, Dalits and tribals understand their actual population, the country will change forever. Well, I think they do understand as of now as well. Addressing campaign rallies in Chhattisgarh, he also accused Prime Minister Narendra Modi of consistently criticizing him ever since he began advocating for the OBCs and caste-based census. Gandhi spoke at rallies in Bemtara and Baloda Bazar, Bhatapara on the final day of campaigning for the second and last phase of assembly elections in the state scheduled for November 17th. So I think the date today is 16th. So tomorrow is going to be the day when the voting is going to happen. When I inquire about the population of OBCs in the country, no one has an answer. Almost 50% of the country comprises of OBCs. And during our tenure, when we waived farmer loans and reduced electricity bills, half of the beneficiaries were OBCs. And Narendra Modi waived loans of rupees 14 lakh crores. Everything was going good for Rahul Gandhi. Whatever points he was making was good. But he also brought in what Narendra Modi did. So people will definitely read this as well, even I am reading this. Narendra Modi waived loans of rupees 14 lakh crore. That's a humongous amount. 14 lakh crores worth waived by Narendra. Are you, I'm not sure why he had to add that. Very smartly, he could have actually, not commented this. He could have avoided this statement. But he further added, but the benefits went to billionaires, not the OBCs. When he is waiving the loans for, the farmers, how can the benefit go to the billionaires? That's another question. Not the Gandhi stated that at the Baloda Bazar rally, Modi ji allocated thousands of crores under the insurance scheme to 16 companies. Okay, so he is actually explaining as to what he did, what was the modus operandi out there. So Modi ji allocated thousands of crores under the insurance scheme to 16 companies. None of these companies employs OBCs, Dalits or Adivasis. Well, there has to be a criteria, every company, especially the private institutions, they do not go by caste, sir. They will employ you if you are fit for the job, if you are fit for the role. So, the focus for Adivasis or OBCs or, any caste, be it any caste, not in particular Adivasis or OBCs or scheduled tribes, for any caste, the focus first should be laid on empowerment. And how do you empower them? You empower them by education. So first thing to be done is to provide education so they rise, and free education is the first thing that any scheduled tribe which has been deprived of basic rights, they should be provided with free education. And then they will rise. The next generation, it's a long-term process. It will take at least a generation, at least a decade, 10 years for the next generation to come, which is educated, which knows what their rights are, which knows the next generation would know what, they can actually claim, what are the subsidies that are being provided, what are the welfare schemes that are being launched. So they would know how to enroll in those schemes, and that is how it has to be taken up in a stepwise manner. So he further says, check the list and you won't find a single OBC, Dalit or Adivasi there, claimed the Congress leader. The day I started discussing caste census and OBC population, Modi ji began hurling abuses at me. Every day a new set of insults, he added. According to Gandhi, Modi initially identified himself as an OBC, but later stated that there is only one caste, the poor. Okay, that is also true. Then who are you? How do you become an OBC? You fly in an aircraft worth thousands of crores and wear suits worth crores. Who said that OBCs cannot be, a millionaire, or cannot be a prime minister, or cannot, or Draupadi Murmu, she is belonging to a scheduled tribe, and she is the president of India. And we also had, APJ Abdul Kalam. He belonged to the minority community, and they all have access to all these facilities. You should see the bungalows that they get, the presidents of India. You should, and Prime Minister also gets his salary. So PM Modi, if he wants to counter this point, he has, by caste, he is an OBC, but his net worth, that is what he said. There is only one caste, that is poor. So if you don't have money, you might not have access to education also. Or you would want your child to first work and earn something, earn the bread and butter for the family rather than going to a school. That's what usually it used to happen earlier. Now everybody is, awakened. Even the common man would want their children to study. And all the governments, be it the Congress, BJP or BRS in Telangana, all the state governments also make sure that there are these government schools that are run. The fees is negligible. It is still very low, and in some cases it is free of cost as well. So they do send their children for schooling. So that's how India is developing step by step, and it is, it's a very good thing that is happening. All right, so let's come back. But when it's time to support OBCs, he claims there are no OBCs and everyone is poor, he remarked. Accusing Modi of working for industrialists like Adani, Gandhi said, after a Congress government is formed again in Chhattisgarh, the first step will be to conduct a caste survey besides granting loan waivers to farmers. Now, this line is very important. So if the Congress government is formed, they have actually announced a loan waiver for the farmers. That's a welcome move from the party. And a caste-based survey, I'm not sure personally how it is going to help, but then it might help as well. But the loan waivers is something that the farmers would be interested in. If their loans are waived off, then it's going to be a breath of relief for them. And also we have Virat Kohli being featured here. I'm surprised. Why is it not Mohammad Shami along with Virat Kohli? The 7-wicket haul from Mohammad Shami was excellent. I don't usually watch a cricket match, but yesterday I could not refrain. I could not hold myself back, and I also started watching. I left my work. I started watching the cricket match owing to the bowling of Mohammad Shami. I was preparing my dinner, but then, the moment he took a wicket, and my mom from Australia, she also called, and both of us were over the phone call, and I told her India is going to win the match. She had lost hopes. That was the stage. At one stage, the partnership was really going strong for the opposition, but then for the New Zealanders. But there came a storm called Mohammad Shami. And then he took consecutive wickets. He took wickets in succession. A very beautiful bowling display by Mohammad Shami as well. And Virat Kohli created history. He actually hit his 50th ODI century, breaking Sachin Tendulkar's record of most ODI centuries India hammered. And he also paid tributes to the Sachin Tendulkar, the legend himself. He was out there in the stadium and he witnessed his record being broken. So what a brilliant performance, and 10th consecutive victory in World Cup for the Team India. And will the Team India go for the 11th victory? Will they go for the kill again? And will they win the World Cup? We will be witnessing that match as well, and they have qualified for the finals now. Moving on, we have a comment here coming in from Hari Kumar, Hari Kumar, the Navy Chief Admiral. And if you remember, 3 days ago we were talking about South China Sea. What is the importance and relevance of South China Sea? How many nautical miles do they have, the area in the sea that they are encroaching basically. So what is happening out here is, and India, I took up this point because I think it was a Sunday, I believe. Yes, it was a Sunday. No, a Saturday. On Saturday or Sunday, either of the 2 days last week. So what happened is India conducted a naval exercise along with Bangladesh. And now what do we have here? An exercise being conducted by China along with Pakistan. So that is what is happening out there. The fragile security situation in the South China Sea, in addition to happening of violations of established codes of conduct or confidence building measures, poses a clear and present danger to the good order and discipline at sea. So that is what has been highlighted by the Navy Chief Admiral also. And please do let me know, people, if you want to know more about the South China Sea. What is its importance and relevance? The different straits that are present out there, the trade routes that are very important, and how China wants to expand its territory out there in the sea. And what is the prime reason? How is HPCL, I think IOCL or HPCL, one of the companies, what they are doing out there in Vietnam. So, and they are also involved in this, by the way. So, Raghav Chadha says, Aap Rajya Sabha member. So now he is supporting Aam Aadmi Party. Also, he married the Bollywood actress Pariniti Chopra. Thank you so much, Deepak. I don't remember names really well, although I remember her face, but I don't remember her name. So Deepak is out there helping me out. Thank you so much. The party will file a complaint with Election Commission against the BJP for ruining the image of Delhi Chief Minister through derogatory, defamatory posts on the official social media accounts. Now what he's actually responding to the complaint that was filed by BJP because Aam Aadmi Party actually, they posted some videos wherein Narendra Modi, and it was derogatory, owing to which they are retaliating. So that's a retaliation coming in from Raghav Chadha. And what Mr. Mallikarjun Kharge has to say, the Congress president says the constitution was saved and democracy preserved in the country only because of Congress. Dams like Bhakra Nangal and premier medical and engineering institutions are all existing in the country because of Congress policies and vision. Is that a good claim? Let's check that, let's do a fact check out there. So he says he has cited Bhakra Nangal Dam. So let's see, when was Bhakra Nangal Dam created? Let's see. because he's actually taking on BRS over the construction of the Kaleshwaram project, where the Merigadda barrage is sinking, or the pillars are actually sinking. So Bhakra Nangal Dam, and just so you know, Bhakra Nangal Dam is built on river Satluj, and it comes from Himachal, and it facilitates the state of Punjab. So if I have to go to my native place, every time I go by road, I have to cross Bhakra Nangal Dam, and it's a beautiful sight, people. Once the gates are opened, it's beautiful to view. BH Bhakra. Let us see what Wikipedia has to say. Yes, I was right. It is built on Satluj River in Bhakra village near Bilaspur district, Himachal Pradesh in northern India. The dam forms the Gobind Sagar reservoir. That's not how it looks like, people. I've seen it real close. You don't have this much vegetation out there now. It might have been there earlier. So the dam is located at a gorge near the now submerged upstream Bhakra village in Bilaspur district of Himachal Pradesh, and its height is 226 meters. The length of the dam is this, Gobind Sagar, this. It's the third largest reservoir in India, and first being Indra Sagar Dam in Madhya Pradesh with capacity of 12.22 billion. So Indra Sagar Dam is the first one, is the largest reservoir, just so you know. And the second one is the Nagarjun Sagar Dam, and then follows, I've been to Nagarjun Sagar also, a beautiful dam. I went with my friends. Described as a new temple of resurgent India, Jawaharlal Nehru, the first Prime Minister of India. The dam attracts, it's described as temple of resurgent India. Nangal Dam is another dam in Punjab downstream. However, sometimes both the dams together are called Bhakra Nangal Dam. History, multipurpose dam. Alright, so let's come back to this. This is what I wanted to read. The Bhakra Nangal multipurpose dams were amongst earliest river valley development schemes undertaken by India after independence, though the project had been conceived long before India became a free nation. So it was conceived long before India became a free nation. And the agreement for this project had been signed by then Punjab Revenue Minister Sir Chotu Ram in November 1944 with the Raja of Bilaspur, and finalized the project plan on 8 January 1945. So I don't see any mention of Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru out there. But then he made sure that this is completed. Preliminary works commenced in 1946. Construction of the dam started in 1948, and Jawaharlal Nehru poured the first bucket of concrete into the dry riverbed of the Satluj on 7th November 1955 as a symbolic initiation of the work. Addressing a gathering there, he said, "This is a gift to the people of India and to the future generations from the workers who built this dam." So very well put across. Calling for raising a memorial at the dam in honor of the workers, the dam was completed by the end of 1963, and I see a similarity out here. When the new parliament was created, Pradhan Mantri Modi made sure that the workers, the masons who were working out there, they are also acknowledged. Something similar to what Pradhan Mantri Nehru had done during his tenure. And is Pradhan Mantri Modi taking good lessons from the opposition as well? That's the point. I see Pradhan Mantri Modi doing this, and this is what Jawaharlal Nehru did. So just digressing from the point though, the dam was completed by the end of 1963, and successive stages were completed by early 1970s. But it started in 1944, and the accord was between the Punjab Revenue Minister and the Raja of Bilaspur. Yes, Bilaspur, I know Bilaspur, that's another district in Himachal Pradesh. So coming back to, alright, we have the comment section. Good morning, Mallanna, says Balraj. Yes, good morning, Anna, says Satyam. And Naveen Kota says, leading a disciplined and responsible life in youth, which will result in successful and fulfilling old age. So he is actually talking about a disciplined life. And Naveen Kota further says, Kharge ji, we know what kind of games played by Congress in India. Everyone knows. So he's highlighting, he's totally anti-Congress. I can understand that part, and I cannot take sides. I just have to present the news and a few of my own views. That's what I would be doing. And moving on, what do we have here? Another feather in the cap for NASA and cap for ISRO. I'm sorry. So it's NASA and ISRO to launch NISAR mission in 2024. So I think January will be the month when we see. Now that's a feather in the cap for ISRO, in fact, because NASA, the world's the space agency from United States of America, they were considered to be the pioneers of the space technology, but now they are tying hands with they are shaking hands with Indian Space Research Organization because of the achievements that, or the success that they have showed and the cost factor also. Now let's see what is the new mission all about. The NASA ISRO Synthetic Aperture Radar, that is the full form of NISAR, is set to be launched in the first quarter of 2024 after the few tests, particularly those related to vibration. NASA's officials have said ISRO is projecting the first quarter of next year. So I mean, that's ready. NASA NISAR project manager Phil Barella said on Wednesday. He is expecting the launch of NISAR not earlier than January from the Satish Dhawan Space Center at Sriharikota abroad. The ISRO Geosynchronous Satellite Launch Vehicle Mark II. The mission, which has 3-year duration, aims to survey the mission, which has 3 years duration, aims to survey all of Earth's land and ice-covered surfaces in every 12 days. This will start after a 90-day satellite commissioning period, and NISAR will map the entire globe in 12 days and provide spatially and temporarily consistent data for understanding changes in the Earth's ecosystems, ice mass, vegetation and biomass, sea level rise, groundwater and natural hazards including earthquakes, tsunamis, volcanoes and landslides. So that is what is the mission of this particular mission of NISAR. Now they are going to analyze they are going to predict different natural calamities that might happen. And moving on to the global news from Israel, where they were raiding the hospital. As we had discussed yesterday, they had Israel says that it's the command center for the terrorist organization Hamas, and owing to which there were many there was a mass grave that was also created there. But what Israel has to say is, it's the command center and we will take it down. We'll not take down the entire hospital though, but yes, we will not let them operate from there. Israeli army forces on Wednesday executed a raid on Gaza City's Al-Shifa hospital amid intense gunfire. It claimed to have eliminated 5 Hamas terrorists. Now, if it was not the command center, why was there a cross-firing? Why they did not let the Israeli soldiers inspect the premises? A lot of people, a lot of lives could have been saved. If once they have conducted, they would have conducted their raid, they would have left, and the various aid that is coming from various countries could have been provided. There was a 4 hours a break also that is given, a 4 hours I would say, when the shelling does not happen. So, but still the crossfiring happened and Hamas terrorists were present out there. It claimed to have eliminated 5 Hamas terrorists. Munir al-Bursh, the Director General of Pharmaceutical Department at the Gaza Health Ministry, said the Israeli army officials informed the hospital on a phone call that the raid was being carried out, demanding that people not approach windows, balconies or doors. The Israeli army emphasized that the operation at Al-Shifa hospital was, let's go to page 2 and complete this news, was a precise action against Hamas in a designated area, supported by intelligence information and operational necessity. Ashraf Al-Qadera, the spokesperson of Health Ministry, argued that there was no resistance within the hospital, labeling the Israeli actions as terrorism against those in the complex. So Hamas is denying that any crossfiring happened. The IDF contended that IDF is the Israeli Defense Force, contended that Hamas exploits Gazans, using them as a shield by placing the most vulnerable in the line of fire. Lieutenant Colonel Amon Scheffler, in a video posted by the IDF, stressed that instead of providing medical care, Hamas is employing hospitals for terrorist activities. The IDF asserted that it is conducting a ground operation in Gaza to defeat Hamas and rescue hostages, emphasizing that Israel is at war with Hamas, not with civilians in Gaza. But definitely a lot of civilian casualties are going to happen as a collateral damage, because they are being used as a shield and by the terrorists. Earlier on Wednesday, UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres expressed grief about the situation in Gaza hospitals and called for an immediate humanitarian ceasefire. Talking on his social media Twitter, he stated, "I am deeply disturbed by the horrible situation and dramatic loss of life in several hospitals in Gaza. In the name of humanity, I call for an immediate humanitarian ceasefire." Now, if they do a ceasefire, what about the terrorists, if at all, if it is being used as the base by the terrorists, how will, they actually eliminate them? And Israel, in my opinion, Israel will not stop, because already a lot of atrocity or a lot of civilians have been killed, and they will not stop at this juncture. They would want to continue and eradicate Hamas. And what do we have here? We have President Draupadi Murmu with Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar, Lok Sabha Speaker on Om Birla. That's Om Birla, I recognize him, and I also, that's Draupadi Murmu out there, and Deep Dhankar, along with MOS for External Affairs, Meenakshi Lekhi is also there. And they are paying tribute to Bhagwan Birsa Munda. Alright, so who is Birsa Munda? If you guys don't know, Birsa Munda, he died at the age of 24 or 25, I'm not sure, but he did not live for more than 25 years. And in late 19th century, I think 1875 is when he was born. And he was converted to Christianity, and he belonged to a scheduled tribe, and he was in Jharkhand, now present Jharkhand, and it was a part of Bengal or Bihar at that point in time, I'm not too sure, but either of the two states. And he actually took on, he did a lot of work when it came to the independence. It's about reforming the India. Let's have a quick look. Actually, let's read what were the achievements of Birsa Munda. So he belonged to this Munda tribe. That is why his last name was Munda, and he organized a lot of campaigns also back then. जागरूकता के लिए अभियान चलाए थे. He started the campaigns for awakening of the youth of India. That's what he did, and that is what he is known for. and he was actually, he was imprisoned as well, and it is said that he passed due to illness. I think it was tuberculosis or cholera, either of the two, cholera probably, or tuberculosis, I'm not too sure, but he passed away in the jail. But people doubt that as well. They said he was in good health, but it is the British who killed him in the prison, and then later on informed everybody that he died of cholera. Let's see what people had to say. We have Funny Shaker Reddy also here. Good day, love watching your channel, very informative and time pass. Hyderabad, Telangana, India. So he loves to while away his time with me, and so do I. It's good to have you, Funny Shaker, around. It's good to have Naveen Kota, Satyam, and after winning war and left enemy many times, Prithviraj Chauhan. After winning wars and leaving the enemy and sparing the enemy, Prithviraj Chauhan was defeated by Muhammad Ghori at last, only to be killed. Lesson to be learned: never have mercy on enemy. That's the lesson to Israel. So now he's actually relating two incidents from, his two incidents. One is from history, and he is talking about none other than Prithviraj Chauhan. And he says Prithviraj Chauhan used to spare his enemies' lives. He used to have mercy. That factor it did prevail, and even today, India displays that. Despite being called the Iron Lady, Indira Gandhi, we still remember the annexure of Bangladesh, the formation of Bangladesh rather. It was East Pakistan, known as East Pakistan back then. So we had 93,000 soldiers that were captured, or the war prisoners, which those prisoners actually surrendered. 93,000 soldiers, Pakistani soldiers, surrendered. And India showed mercy. India actually returned all those 93,000 soldiers back to Pakistan. And that is also another incident, a latest one. But he has cited something from the history wherein Prithviraj Chauhan was defeated by Muhammad Ghori and killed. So they did not spare his life, but he had spared theirs. Owing to which, that is what he says, Israel should not be sparing the terrorists, the Hamas terrorists. They should be eliminated, and rightly so. That's what I also believe in, sir. So we are in conjunction over there. And we have Hemant Kumar out there wishing us all a very beautiful hi. And what about this? What symbol is this? What it does? Oh, so people write 100 from here. Can I also write 100? Or do I need to? Oops. That shows my email ID and up. Alright, I'll skip the ad for now. Alright, I'm so sorry. I just clicked here and there and I just lost track. Let's come back to our news part. So, an Indian Navy monitoring movement of Chinese. Government sources revealed on Wednesday that the Indian Navy is closely monitoring the movement of Chinese warships and submarine participating in significant naval exercise with Pakistan. The navies of China and Pakistan commenced their largest joint naval exercise named China-Pakistan Sea Guardians 3 in the Arabian Sea on Monday, focusing on a joint response to maritime security threats. The exercise, scheduled for November 11 to 17, is taking place at Naval Base in Karachi. China's People's Liberation Army, that's PLA, Navy has deployed various platforms including frontline warships and the submarine. Now, why are they doing it? Why is it important to have, why it is important for India as well? It is very important for India, and not only India, it is important for countries like Vietnam, and there are actually 5 countries. Let's have a quick look at that as well yet again. I did this already in the previous bulletin, but let's do it yet again. The South China Sea, let's see, the 3 straits that are there, they are very, very important. So the countries are Taiwan. I just missed it. Now that I can read it here. It's Philippines, Indonesia, Malaysia, Vietnam and Taiwan. Now these are the countries, and we have the South China Sea. It is called as South China Sea because it lies in the southern part of the China, and that is what is there. There we have China. Let's have a look at this map. So this is the map. What is this? All right, yeah. So this is the map of China, and this is the southern part of China, and this is the sea that is out here. So it is called as South China Sea. We also have, and it extends to the eastern part also, where we have South Korea, we have Japan in the eastern parts, but in southern parts of China we have countries like Myanmar, that's land border with, they have a land border with China. We have Thailand, they also have a land border with China, but Vietnam has a sea border as well, and Philippines along with Indonesia. There was another country, it was here, somewhere here. Can I extend this? Will I get that name? Okay, I'll find that out. So let's see what happens out here. So we have South China Sea and East China Sea. So now you see this island over here, Deepak. Can you just focus a little bit more? It's very light. I'm not sure if it is being captured or not, but there is a small island here. Small island here. Now what happened is these islands were actually a part of ancient China, and over a period of time they submerged into water. They submerged in the sea, and China will have a control of 12 nautical miles. That's the area that it can control, from its seashores. So what China did, in order to gain more control, they actually started rebuilding these islands. They started artificially building these islands. Now, if that happens, we have Philippines here, and they have 12 nautical miles to be covered as their territory. But if they have an island here, China will be encroaching into their 12 nautical miles as well. So they will not have an independent, they will have a joint territory with China. And also, these islands form a strait. A strait is the passage, a path between the two islands, from where a lot of traffic, the ships actually move out, the cargo ships move from this. So we have a strait here, we have a strait in the East China Sea as well, and this is also a strait, the Gulf of Thailand. You see there is a strait here also from Malaysia, and it reaches the Bay of Bengal. That is why it becomes important for India. Now this particular strait just below the Malaysia, there is a strait, and there are names also. These straits have been named as well. So let's see, we have Manila out there, Shanghai, South Korea. There is another name. I'm not getting that name. I forgot that name. Let's have a quick look at the straits, South China Sea straits. Where is my keyboard? Let's look for the straits, and nothing comes up. Oh, I misspelled it. Let us see now if something pops up. Yes, it does pop up. It's all zoomed in, so now we're back to the same map. No, I need to Google it again. All right, so now these are the number of straits, but I wanted to see it in Wikipedia. What are the major straits of South China Sea? The Taiwan Strait is on the north, about 100 miles wide. No, there were maps. Let's say images. Yeah, this is the one that I was talking about. Why it doesn't open? South China Sea, definitions and map. So, and these are, see, we have Taiwan Strait out here, and we have Luzon Strait, and there are also these red dotted lines. If you see, the number of these dotted lines are 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now, this is also called as the 9/11 dash line concept. So earlier there were 11 lines. There were 2 lines here and here as well. So, from Vietnam, one was here and one was here. And China, actually there were 11 dotted lines initially to begin with, and China claims this to be their territory. And, after the war with Vietnam actually revolted and they claimed their territory, so they had to remove one line from here and one line which was close to Hong Kong. So, and this is the South China Sea. We have Brunel Islands out there along with, and we have, there is a strait that is formed here. But the important one for us will be this one, the Strait of Malacca. This is the route which would be followed if they have to reach Myanmar or India or Bangladesh. So that is why it becomes very important for India and Bangladesh to actually conduct joint exercises, because we know Pakistan is already, Pakistan says they are friends with China, but Pakistan has been economically dominated by China owing to the CPAC, the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor. That was the road belt initiative that was taken up by China in order to enhance their Silk Route that will impact their, that they can cover more region when it comes to exports at a lower cost. So let's see, so these are the different straits and these are the small islands you see here. That is what China is trying to build artificially so that it gains more control in that region. And here in Vietnam, our companies, the petroleum giants, actually they are exploring the possibility of extracting oil from these areas. So they have been given that project. But what India does is, India executes the projects. India takes on, Indian companies rather, but they don't try to take on Vietnam. But China, what they do is they wanted the entire Vietnam to be their part. And that is what they plan to do with Myanmar or Burma. And there has been also a coup in Burma. So this is why this exercise becomes very important, and India needs to monitor it consistently so that, China's movements in these particular territories which they claim, and rightly so, but not in every aspect. So, and even US is also not in sync with China, and they want India to actually monitor. India is relatively closer than USA. So following, PM launches rupees 24,000 crore schemes for tribal groups welfare. That answers Rahul Gandhi's question. In fact, PM has launched 24,000 crore scheme for the tribal groups welfare. On the birth anniversary of tribal icon Birsa Munda, Prime Minister Narendra Modi pledged to embark on a mission mode to deliver justice to deprived tribals, expressing his commitment to repaying the debt owed to them. He inaugurated a 24,000 crore project for vulnerable tribal groups along with several other schemes, including the PM Janajati Adivasiya Nyay Maha Abhiyan. Wow, that was a big name. And Vikasit Bharat Sankalp Yatra, aimed at reaching citizens eligible for central schemes but not yet benefited. Okay, that's a very good moved from BJP side, addressing a public rally at Kunti football ground in Jharkhand after paying homage to Birsa Munda at his birthplace. So yes, it was not Bengal, it was Jharkhand. So I cited these two places, out of which it was Jharkhand, which was the birthplace. The Prime Minister stressed the importance of strengthening the four pillars: women, farmers, youth, and the middle class and the poor, for the national development. He articulated, "I have come to the land of Birsa Munda to repay the debt that I owe to the deprived." And emphasizing true secularism and social justice, Modi underscored the need for eliminating discrimination and ensuring the equitable distribution of government scheme benefits. All right, so a lot of schemes being launched out there by Prime Minister Narendra Modi as well. BRS has their own set of schemes. Congress has come up with 6 guarantees out in Telangana. They had 5 guarantees for Karnataka, and they have 6 for Telangana. And India beats New Zealand in this first semi-final. And Delhi air quality turns severe again. So there need to be more. So they were trying to seed the clouds, and the rain was, and conduct an artificial rains. And we have Priyanka Gandhi also on one hand, we have Prime Minister Narendra Modi on the other hand. We have curtains down on Madhya Pradesh election campaign, and the state has 5 crores 60 lakhs 60,925 eligible voters, including 2 crores 88 lakhs 25,000. That's the bifurcation, gender-wise bifurcation has been done. The high decibel campaigning for the November 17th polls in Madhya Pradesh concluded on Wednesday evening. Leaders of various political parties engaged in extensive campaigning, addressing rallies, conducting road shows, trading acquisitions, and making promises to secure votes for their candidates. Who is going to have the last laugh? Whose word is the common man going to believe and vote in favor of? Is it going to be BJP, or is it going to be Congress, or will there be a surprise entry? Let's see. The campaign concluded at 6 p.m. in most parts of Madhya Pradesh, except for Naxalite affected districts like Balaghat, Mandala and Dindori, where it ended at 3 p.m. A total of 2,533 candidates are weighing for 230 assembly seats, with the primary contest between ruling Bharatiya Janata Party and opposition Congress. So in Madhya Pradesh, it's the BJP that's the ruling party. They will have incumbency on the cards, but is the good governance that they are going to resort to, or there are new promises that they have opted for? But Congress is going to be in the opposition, and will they be able to win the hearts? You have Priyanka Gandhi along with Rahul Gandhi campaigning heavily. And let's see, the state has, all right, that's the bifurcation. Again, population wise, in the final hours of campaigning, leaders such as Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge, Priyanka Gandhi Vadra, Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath, Union Minister Smriti Irani, Maharashtra's Deputy CM Devendra Fadnavis made last-minute efforts to sway voters. On the penultimate day, Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Home Minister Amit Shah, among others, addressed rallies and held road shows. Imagine how busy the state would have been. We have all the ministers, all the stars, the star campaigners were present because of the number of seats out there. So it's more than 200, I think, how many seats? 230 seats. And we had the star campaigners. Imagine the kind of money people would have made. The stallwalas, the common man will make money from this. The pandals that would have been there, the, how revenue is generated. For the campaign, you would need the hoardings. So even, and the printing has to be done. So the print media, the mic arrangements, everything, the seating arrangements are to be done. The drinking, everything sells out there. You just open one stall around it and you make your share of money. So that's another intangible benefits. The parties get benefits, they get votes. People might vote in favor of them, but the common man, derives their benefits as well. So that is why, at one point in time when we were talking about one nation, one election that was proposed by Bharatiya Janata Party, if that happens, the chances of making money for a common man would reduce. That is one drawback of one. There are advantages as well. For the parties that are, for the national level parties, it's an advantage because they don't have to spend extra money every time there is a election in some state. If it is happening in all states, it's a one-time expenditure that they have to incur. But for a common man, it's a revenue generation again and again. So the more the number of elections, the more revenue is generated. The transport people, the consumption of fuel, everything actually increases, and a lot of money exchanges hands. And common man has also benefited with the elections. All right, so, and we have Akhilesh Yadav also there. Nomination process ends in Telangana. And we also had a news from, all right, we have 38 killed, 20 injured as bus falls into gorge. At least 38 people were killed and 20 injured when a bus carrying passengers skidded off-road and rolled down into 300-foot gorge in Jammu Kashmir, Doda district on Wednesday. The incident occurred near, that's really sad, and that's how it is. The terrain is very difficult, the mountain terrain, the terrain in mountains. I belong to a similar region, and it does happen. These, if you are not careful, the results are going to be devastating, and a lot of casualties happen. 2 terrorists killed in Jammu and Kashmir. So what do we have here? 2 unidentified terrorists were killed on Wednesday as security forces foiled an infiltration bid along the line of control. Now, Pakistan, on one hand, is being hammered by Afghanistan because they have asked, and I would like to see a comment from where are those 53 Muslim nations? Why are they not commenting in favor of Afghanistan? More than 17 lakh people have been asked to evacuate. On one hand, we see a war between Hamas and Israel. A lot of, everybody is calling out, be it the United States, they are calling out, stating on humanitarian grounds, let's support. What about the humanity here in Pakistan? What is happening out there in Pakistan? The Afghans are being asked to leave. And what is the amount? What is the number? 17 lakh Afghanistanis are being asked to leave. Although majority of them did have the papers also to reside out there, but now they are being asked to leave. So what about their properties? What about their lives? And is that not an atrocity that is being committed by Pakistan? Why there is no newspaper covering that majorly? That has to be covered extensively as well. Why is Pakistan being sidelined? Why no country is condemning this move of Pakistan? And on the other hand, they are trying to perpetrate terrorism yet again. India should take a stance out here, and I would like to see what Naveen Kota has to say on this. What is his take? Usually he comes up with really good takes on these kind of things. Love symbols indicate where you liked our message, and soon on with other symbols too. Oh, and the same is with the other symbols too. Oh, so it's for me. Okay. Ironically, in 1971 war, we never exchanged our army men by giving back 93,000 war prisoners. That's the saddest part of our Iron Lady. All right. I really don't know about news. I may get some. Rose Sky says, but for sure, I can be perfect with English. Well, you are already doing pretty good. You will definitely get everything, Rose Sky, because I think I try to do my best when it comes to explaining any news, and I try to go a step further as well. So moving on to the other newspapers. Oh, it's already 8:09. I have surpassed my time. Let's move on to the other newspapers as well. I'm very biased. I actually, can spend more than an hour with Shanarthi only. People angry with Congress but have faith in BJP, says Prime Minister. PM set stone for projects worth 7,000 crores in Jharkhand. And we also, I know this is dedicated to BJP today. We have Pradhan Mantri Modi featuring on the first page. Where is Bangaru, Telangana? The golden Telangana he is referring to. The state born of sacrifice now faces a deep challenge. And what are those challenges? Dilapidated infrastructure, failing students, rampant unemployment among youth, no salary for employees and pensions on time, small farmers in distress, mounting problems engulfing the common man, state finances mismanaged, Kaleshwaram crumbling. So these are the bullet points that are being cited by the BJP, and they say enough is enough. Let's elect BJP, save Telangana from darkness, despair and deception. And we have Congress also on the other hand. Revanth challenges KCR on 24/7 power. Now he says, KCR says we will provide 24/7 power for the farmers. Revanth Reddy is out there challenging him, and he says, show us the logbooks of your power stations, substations. That's what he's asking for. TPCC chief Revanth Reddy hitting back at the chief minister KCR claims about power supply on Wednesday and said he was ready to quit the poll. Oh, that's how far the stakes have gone. He is ready to quit the poll battle in Kamareddy and Kodangal segments if Rao could prove that farmers were supplied power round the clock. Daring Chandrasekhar Rao to visit Kamareddy along with logbooks of power supply early in the day. Revanth Reddy said he would withdraw his nominations by 3 p.m. the deadline if the chief minister could prove his claims. I will come along with former Power Minister Shabbir Ali, and you will come with your Energy Minister G. Jagdish Reddy for a debate, he said. Revanth Reddy, who has decided to go up against Rao in Kamareddy constituency, began his election campaign on Tuesday and stayed the night in Kamareddy. He interacted with the Congress leaders and discussed poll strategies, addressing a meeting of party activists along with Muhammad Ali Shabbir. He alleged that the BRS government failed to provide uninterrupted and quality power supply to the agriculture sector. So BRS is being questioned everywhere, be it the BJP or be it the Congress. Both national parties are trying to dominate the BRS. And is there any reply coming in from BRS? And we also have Vijaya Shanti quits BJP and eyes to join Congress. That will be a big blow, a big jolt to the BJP. Now, senior leader Vijay Shanti resigned from the primary membership of the party on Wednesday, with sources saying she is likely to join Congress. Now, this will be her third. She started her career with BRS, then she joined Congress, and now she joined BJP, and now will it be Congress for her? Congress rebel management succeeded, 11 withdraws papers. And KCR is going to face 43 challengers in Gajwel and 38 in the Kamareddy district. Moving on, what Hindu has to offer, and we have the campaign from BRS out there highlighting their achievements on page 1, on page 2, and then on page 3 we have where is Bangaru, Telangana, yet again BJP's counter coming in there, and then we have advertisements. India storms into final, and the bus incident that happened. That's all for the main newspaper, and again India's victory. Former Karnataka CM H.D. Kumaraswamy accused of stealing power from a nearby electricity pole to light up his home in Bangalore for Diwali. Discom lodges complaint. So I'm not sure why would he do that. I don't know. I don't know what to say. sagging badly in opinion polls with voters angry about housing and inflation. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau is facing calls to leave even from stalwarts of his own political party. Now, Justin Trudeau, I'm sorry, I cannot stop laughing owing to the stealing of electricity news. I don't think that would have been done, He has enough wealth to actually pay for his electricity bills. He would not resort to such a thing. Coming back to Justin Trudeau. Now, he went on to allege India in the killing of Niger, the terrorist Niger, on the soil of Canada. And India has been denying those allegations. And also, he wanted to appease, the Sikh community out there who is in support or in favor of Khalistan. So, but he is not doing good, and he might be losing this time. That's what the speculation is. And all right, 600 quit Telangana poll race. Vijay Lakshmi quits. BJP. All right, then with that, people, let's have a quick look as to who else has to say anything. So, welcome Rose Sky and people. Before I call it a day, I would like to urge all of you to hit the like button if you have not done already, and please do subscribe to our channel, and looking forward to speak with you again tomorrow morning. With that, this is Vijay Rana signing off for today. Jai Hind. QNews English with me, Vijay Rana, along with Deepak from our studios out here in Bangalore. So, the election campaign is at its last